Everybody wants somebody to save them. Nobody wants to take accountability for their own actions, and nobody's got a backbone in this day and age. We blame all of our problems on our environment, our upbringing. This person did that, she cheated on me, he didn't buy me flowers. Everything is always everyone else's problems, and nothing is ever your problem. Do we see the mishap here? Do we see what's actually going on? Or do you still need me to break it the fuck down for you? Because this has gotten out of hand. Like, completely. And I'm not saying by any means, and again, me saying that you need to take radical accountability for yourself, you also need to accept how the internet has completely desensitized our realities, like our real life, what goes on in our real life. Like, it's absurd. It is actually absurd. Right now, there's two different worlds. There's the world that goes on the internet and the world that goes on in real life. And day by day, these worlds are getting farther and farther apart. The internet does not match up with reality, and reality does not match up with the internet. And you people on here, you take this shit way too seriously. You actually think a man is going to save you. The same way a man will think some 20-year-old girl is going to be his wife forever. That may very well happen, but she also, 20 years down the line, is going to regret every single action. You get the point that I'm making here. Point is, when do we start coming back to ourselves? When do we start actually taking accountability for what needs to have that said accountability? Are we ever gonna do it? Or are we just gonna blow this whole entire civilization up into something that we can't control ourselves? Staying on the internet will keep you in a constant chase, making you feel unsatisfied, making you feel ungrateful, and nobody ever talks about the consequences of that said chase. Nobody talks about the failures of that said chase. Nobody talks about the victims of that said chase. But we see this whole completely distorted and delusional perception of reality. And we think that life is supposed to be that. We think that I am granted that I deserve that. Meanwhile, we haven't done anything. We haven't done anything to deserve anything from anyone. We live a life where we should be waking up grateful to get another chance. And instead, we wake up trying to figure out why we don't have what we don't have right now. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. I don't care how pretty you are. I've seen it myself. I've seen it play out. Where you may be given a life, you may be given something because of your beauty. But they're not sitting there telling you what is being taken in return. They're not sitting there telling you everything they have to sacrifice. Okay, my dog is being a dog. But everybody talks about the chase, the designer bag, the yacht, the parties, the lavish lifestyle, the private jets, the being bi-coastal, just all of these different things. Everybody talks about the chase. Everybody talks about the pursuit. Nobody talks about the consequences. Nobody actually will sit in front of a camera and tell you how dangerous it truly is to rely solely on this delusional belief that something or someone will come and save you. The only person that will ever save you is that soul stuck deep inside of you that is screaming to come out, that is begging for your attention. But you don't want to listen because that's not a Lambo. You don't want to listen because that's not a night in Miami. You don't want to listen because that's not a penthouse in New York. Do you see how wrong we've all gotten it? Are you picking up what I'm trying to say here? Maybe not, and maybe I'm definitely gonna have to go deeper into this concept. And it's something I'm working through myself, just how much I had it wrong. All of my 20s, I was chasing the high life. I was living for the parties. First of all, okay, I was in a relationship from 17 to 24. So the early 20s that I had completely I gave them to somebody who was just taking from me. That's what happened. So then from 24 to 28, I was like, oh, bet we got to make up for lost time here. I sure as hell did. But the only thing I have from that time in my life, that 4-year window, 24 to 28, all I was doing is chasing this unrealistic version of what we're shown, what life is supposed to be. And in pursuit of this chase, in pursuit of this never-ending mile marker that hits you, I almost died. I OD'd. I put my life in the hands of people that did not give a fuck about me. Did not. I entrusted in people I thought would be in my life for a long time, just to turn around and get completely slapped in the face and betrayed. I tried to build myself up and others around me in a sense of we can all come up together, just to be completely fucking taken from. I gave my youth to people who threw it away. And I'm not saying that I'm not young. 29 is young, but also it's a year of kind of doing some recalibrating, or like just in my head, the way I'm looking at it, it's how I'm describing everything to you. Everything that's been said and done, what have I actually accomplished? I got some crazy stories, that's for sure. I got people who, from the bottom of my heart, I wish were still here. And they're not. I sure as hell lived life in my 20s. And maybe that's what the 20s are for. The 20s are for the mistakes. The 20s are for the experience, the thrill, to live it up. And maybe that's what the 30s are for. Maybe the 30s are for stability. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me. I just turned 29. I still have a whole year on my hand. But I just, looking back on everything I wanted, everything I got, everything I didn't get, all the chances, all the experiences, everything, what did it leave me with? It left me with emptiness. It left me, if you're still in the race of it all, the thick of it, if you're still in that mindset, again, it's a constant hamster wheel that you will never get off. But the second you get off of it, that's when life really starts to change. Substance abuse has always been something that has lingered over my head. Even from a very, very, very young age, food was a substance I abused. And then when I was like 14, it became gardening. And then when I was like 15, it was alcohol. And then when I was like 16, I got into pills and all the other stuff you could possibly get into. And last year, I almost died because of all of it. And the crazy thing is, I remember having that NDE and then waking up and still wanting to go again. Death itself didn't even scare me. I don't know, I genuinely think it was turning 29. Like a coming of age type of thing, like a slap in the face of like, what are you actually doing? Like, what are you actually doing? Because this whole endless chase is for the birds. It really is. It's for the people with an ungodly amount of insecurity. It's for the people who don't have certainty in themselves, who they are and where they're going. It's for the people who are just sheep, who want to be herded. So I guess that's the one thought that I leave you with. Are you a sheep or are you a wolf? Are you a part of the pack or are you a lone member? I know what I am. What are you?